Mind will trouble you, anything, because once you are spiritual, anger or anything comes when you fail in your own eyes. More than trusting anybody else, first you have to trust yourself. Then only you can trust other. Otherwise, hoga nahi. Because then you will trust with wholeheartedly. Nobody can do anything to you. You are an immortal, infinite being. Is there anyone who can do anything to you?
We have our mind, which is also a sensory organ only.
Yeah.
And we have the soul, which has no quality really. And we are to be soul conscious.
Correct.
So when we become soul conscious,
Mm.
how does it actually control? When we say mind control, we
Yes.
are talking about.
Yes. Always when we have to solve anything, because what happens is we come down from that. We means what? You are made of all these 16 stages of realization. So we have brought them to 4. Just otherwise it will be so difficult to deal with everything. It's like a spiral. You go one stage and you describe that, you come down, by then it is forgotten. So we broke it to the 4. That okay, soul, self, mind and body. This is 4 stages. So what happens is, like Krishna says, because he spoke so clearly, that's why we keep referring to him. So he says, Yad gatva nivardante tad dhama paramam mama. By going where, he did not describe how is that. He says, by going where you don't come back. So soul you consider like that. From where you don't come down. What is, so how it is possible? He says, no, as a human being, I do not know the whole. So we go to the Guru. That is where the Guru-Shishya relationship comes into utility. Okay, I have handed over my soul to my Guru. It is his job to keep it the way it should be kept. That is the bound between Guru and Shishya. Shishya hands over his soul or her soul, that this is because soul does not have gender. We only have. So he's handed over. This is the thing you have to keep. Now that is safe there. That is always there. Now we have to reach that. Our own soul we have to reach. How do we reach? We reach through our character, that is self. What is this? Here onwards quality begins. Control begins from self onwards, because that is character. How you align your character? Either you sit in meditation, best thing. Then, so you get aligned with your soul when you are sitting in meditation. And then thing comes to you, now you have to implement in your life. What? Who is there to see? You alone. So you are seeing, is my word, my deed in sync? What I am thinking, what I am doing, all 3 one. Then, so the alignment happens with the mind. Mind will trouble you, anything, because once you are spiritual, only thing is anger or anything comes when you fail in your own eyes. That I was supposed to do this, I have not done this. So that becomes a backlog as an impressions. And what time it will boil, reason may be somebody else. You think it is somebody else who is committing mistake. But that is the reason for you to give that what you have stored inside you as an anger of your own failure that you could not do completely. Because there is none other than you. You are undergoing only your thing all the time. And nobody can do anything to you. You are an immortal, infinite being. Is there anyone who can do anything to you? If you do not see, that is what coming tad dhamma. If you come down from this state of consciousness that you are an infinite, eternal being, then you are driven by other things. Then you are no more driven by who you really are. What are we saying? That this is how your evolution happens. First you know yourself by doing self. That's why I say do self-inquiry. Become very clear what is, when in satsang we go, what we become, we get discernment, clarity, that this is how I am. Now once we get clarity, we should stay put there. No? Okay, this is what I am. But it doesn't happen in life. So we come down. So we go again for the satsang and again get aligned, or sit in meditation, or read something, or listen something, that what is missing. So those your dots get connected. So more and more we are into that remembrance. That's what we call remembrance. No, who am I? How is my relationship? What is the base of all this? Otherwise, there is no thing to hold on to. See, for other than words, how will we understand? Until and unless we become clear and experience and trust our experience. Again, there is a trouble. You have so many experiences. You have every day in sleep the experience, deep sleep, you have experience of or you're not being. In the deep sleep, how do you know you are there? Every day you are undergoing the spiritual existence of non-existence, but you are not registering that. You are just taking it as a habit. Oh, it happens. If you can't sleep 2 nights properly, it's a different story. So, that is happening every day, but we are not registering. So, we have to align things properly. So, for that is what wisdom is required. That's why we say cleaning we have put. You have to clean yourself. Your journey becomes from intellect to intelligence to wisdom. So to clarify that all this mind thing, how to, you have to align every day. That's why the practice is to everyday practice. So when you sit in meditation, most of the things for the day are clear to you. Then you say, this is what I execute, yourself you have come. Then mind will not troll. Now if it troubles you, still by doing that, then you will become the master. When you execute something in word, mind and deed, then mind just quiets down. It will accept its position, otherwise it will not. It is like boss and subordinate relationship. If boss is kadak, knows his work or her work, then that will be obedient, the one who is serving you. If boss is he doesn't know, then he will sit on your head. So mind is like that. It is a good servant and bad master. So never let the mind become the master. Always keep the hierarchy proper. Self is the master of the mind. Mind, when it is clean, it is the master of senses. That time my mind's role is tested when it is keeping senses in control, not mind itself. Mind is good only when it is the control of the self. So this is, and self when it is looking all the time to the Atma, and Atma it is looking to the Guru. So this is the order. And Guru Parataram Tattvam Nasti. There is nothing beyond that. Whatever we are, whosoever we are, so all is into that. That is a kind of, you see, unified field, you can say, in today's terminology. So everything is coming from that, like strings. Any incarnation or anything, they all are coming from there. So when that becomes firm, that comes through your experience. Because your heart, you have the instrument here. So what is that? This heart, this is your spiritual understanding, how you are seeing things. It is not much about physical heart. Heart means where your consciousness and consciousness both meet. That is your heart. That means emotionally you are finding that to be doable, and intelligence wise also you are finding both are coinciding to do something or perceive something as it is. From there only you will act. So that then you will be clear that no, this is my journey. So trusting yourself is also important. More than trusting anybody else, first you have to trust yourself. Then only you can trust other. Otherwise, hoga nahi. Because then you will trust with wholeheartedly. That's why last week's question which became the 4 things. कि लगना क्या है? लगना हिंदी में था वो, लगना, मानना और जानना. कि कैसे हमें ऐसा लगा. Like I will give one example. This our current foreign minister, Jay Shankar. So after his job as an IFS officer was completed, he started working with some big firm, maybe Tata or something, I don't remember. I said, fine, badhiya, acha salary, everything. But one day the call came from Prime Minister's office. Then he says, we are a non-political family. Nobody has been in the politics, so it will never cross my head that I will ever be in politics. But the way Prime Minister said, कि your services are needed for the country. Then he said, मुझे लगा, that is the right use of the word. मुझे लगा कि for country I should do something if I am here. So one time उसको लगा कुछ, then his whole life went into different direction, everything changed. तो वो सही proper use of the word is लगना वो है जो आपको you are ready to give anything. Then you come to know. Then he switched the side from leaving the service and he came. Now we are seeing him is performing. Then he is knowing how much he can do. लगने के बाद ही जानने की यात्रा शुरू हुई. तब माना, हाँ, I can do something for country. And now the whole country or world is accepting, yes, he is doing something for the country. So this is like this. So we have to be in proper alignment. That's why we use here 3 words: align, regulate and moderate, because they are all time needing in life. So this is how we align. Then only our mind will not run helter skelter, because when it is mastered by self, otherwise there is no. So this has all time been the same problem. When from any time you see, Arjun also asked the same time that it runs like wind. Then he said, yes, it runs like wind. Abhyashen tu konte vairagyam grihate, or something like that. From practice only you will get that. What you are looking at will be discipline. Order should be clear. Guru to Atma, soul, then self, then mind, and then body. So Ram says, Mohe sevak sam priya ko nahi. There is nothing, nobody dear to me like the servant. Pune pune satya kahun tu pai. Time and again I am telling you the truth. So repeatedly he is telling something so that वाल्मीकि रामायण से रामो दूजो न भासते, that he doesn't repeat a thing. एक बार बोल दिया तो बोल दिया. That's a different story. What does mean? He mean what he says. That's what he is. That is the meaning. It's not that literal. कि दोबारा बोलेंगे नहीं ऐसा. इसे पुनः पुनः सत्य कहूँ. When he comes to Tulsi's Ram, he says, time and again I am telling you that servant is the dearest to me. In what sense? Because that is servant wholeheartedly.